They say you don't really see the heart of a place until it's breaking, and Meadowbrook Ranch that morning, bathed in Tennessee sun, all long shadows and uneasy silence, was a place with a busted heart. You know what I mean? The whole mess started with a bull named Brian, massive, black, 2,400 pounds of pure Angus muscle, worth more than my house. And yet, for 5 days straight, he just stood there, motionless in the corner of his pen like life had drained out of him. Dr. Michael Harrison, our local vet, came by with a bucket of the fanciest feed you could buy, murmuring, "Come on, boy, you've got to eat something." But Brian barely blinked. Imagine a creature that once strutted the pastures like a king now just shrinking, ribs starting to show, his eyes empty in a way that'll chill a grown man straight through. Robert Meadows, the ranch owner, paced outside that pen, boots carving circles in the dirt, face all lines and worry. "Doc, he was fine a week ago. Then nothing, won't eat, barely drinks. It's like he's just done." Dr. Harrison ran every test you could think of: blood, organs, poking and prodding, nothing. Everything normal on paper. Brian, though, was sliding fast, and the air around that pen was heavy like a funeral waiting to happen. The ranch hands tried everything. Tommy Rodriguez, our head cowboy, even brought molasses oats and sweet apples, Brian's favorites. Sarah Mitchell, the animal behaviorist, parked herself by the pen, watching for hours, scribbling in her little book. It started Tuesday, she told the doc. Normal that morning. That afternoon? Stopped eating. Hasn't moved since. What nobody really wanted to say out loud was that Tuesday was also the day we sold Rosie, a gentle Holstein cow who'd been Brian's companion for years. Sent her off to a dairy 2 counties away. Figured it was just business. Never once thought a bull that size would care. He was a prize breeder, used to new cows in and out. Right? Wrong. Their bond had been something special, Rosie and Brian side by side through storms and drought, grazing together like an old married couple, quiet and steady. Robert scoffed, but there was doubt in his voice. "You don't think he's mourning that cow, do you?" Dr. Harrison, usually a practical man, paused. "It's possible. Cattle are more complicated than folks give them credit for. Maybe he's grieving." That's when a twist dropped into our little ranch drama. Wednesday mornings meant the yellow school bus rolled in. Special ed kids from the local elementary, weekly animal therapy, a bright spot in our calendar. This time, Maria Santos, our coordinator, hollered, "Miss Emma's here." That's Imogen, 10 years old, long black hair, always smiling, always with her white cane. Worn blind, but you'd never know she couldn't see the way she felt things, the way animals gravitated toward her. Maria asked if we should keep the kids away from Brian, and Robert nodded. "Let's not risk it. That bull's in a bad way." Emma, though, she just stopped dead near the pen, tilted her head like she was listening to something nobody else could hear. "There's something sad here," she whispered to her teacher, "something hurting that doesn't know how to ask for help." Mrs. Peterson gently led her away, but I saw the way Dr. Harrison just froze, rethinking everything. Maria later told him, "Emma says things about animals nobody else can sense. She's got a gift." The other kids petted goats, fed chickens, ran wild and happy, but Emma kept turning back, brow furrowed. "Why is that big animal so lonely?" she asked. "He feels like he lost something important." Sometimes I think there are people who see the world sideways, through a crack the rest of us miss. That was Emma. She asked to say goodbye to Brian before the class left. Normally, no way, ranch rules, especially around a sick animal. But Emma's teacher vouched for her, and Maria relented. She can stand back, 10 feet away, all of us there. Robert tried to shut it down, but Dr. Harrison surprised everyone. "Let her try. He's dying anyway. If she thinks she can help." Emma stepped forward, white cane tapping, face calm. "I just wanted to know someone understands," she said, her voice like quiet water. And I swear, as she stood there, Brian lifted his head for the first time in days, just a little, but enough. "Hello, big friend. My name's Emma. I can't see you, but I feel how much your heart hurts." And for the first time, the bull actually moved, slow, stiff, toward the sound of her voice. The adults froze, but Emma stood steady, smiling. "He's not dangerous. He's just empty. Like when you lose something so important you forget how to be yourself." She nailed it. Dr. Harrison asked what she felt. Emma just shrugged. He had someone special, but she's gone. He doesn't understand why, so he figures if he stops eating, maybe she'll come back. It hit us like a gut punch. Robert finally admitted, "We sold his companion last week, Rosie." Emma nodded. He thinks she left because he wasn't good enough, or something bad happened. He doesn't know people made the choice. Brian edged closer, pressed his massive head to the fence by Emma. The big bull let out a sound, low, mournful, from deep inside. Emma teared up, reaching into her pocket for a little apple. "Rosie wouldn't want you to hurt yourself. Staying strong means you'll be ready if she ever comes back, and even if she doesn't, you honor her by living." She rolled the apple close to the fence. Brian sniffed it, hesitated, then, so slowly, took it, chewing for the first time in days. What do you make of that? All the experts failed, but a 10-year-old girl, blind but seeing everything, pulled him back. News spread fast. TV trucks, animal scientists, folks calling from all over. But Emma, she didn't care about fame. Next day, first question, "Has he been eating?" Dr. Harrison grinned, finished the apple, ate a little grain this morning. Emma lit up. "He's decided to live. Now we help him remember how." From there, it wasn't magic. It was work. Real, honest work. Emma showed up before and after school, stood by his pen, talking like he was an old friend. "Brought you carrots. My mom says they're good for your eyes, though I guess that's more for people like me." Brian started to wait for her, standing near the fence every day. His appetite came back, slow but steady, and the more Emma visited, the stronger he got. No one rushed it. "Grief," Emma said, "takes its own time. 3 weeks in," Emma announced, "he's ready for me to come closer." Staff worried, but her parents, both doctors, trusted their daughter. They set up a smaller pen so she could be close but safe. The minute she stepped inside, Brian moved to the fence, gentle as rain, nuzzling her hand. Maria, who'd seen plenty in her years, shook her head in awe. He's bonding with her like he did with Rosie. But Emma's bond was different. She wasn't just a companion. She was a healer, teaching Brian that love didn't disappear when Rosie left. "Your heart's big enough for lots of love," she told him one day, "and loving someone new doesn't mean forgetting the old." Brian pressed his forehead to her hand, accepting, forgiving, moving on. 6 months after it all began, Meadowbrook Ranch was famous for animal therapy, all thanks to one stubborn bull and a little girl who refused to give up. And then, because sometimes life gives you one last twist, Emma showed up one afternoon, buzzing with excitement. "Brian, someone special's coming today." The sound of a livestock trailer got everyone's attention. When the gates opened, Rosie, glorious, brown and white, stepped out into the sun. Brian froze, then called out, voice booming. Rosie answered, running to him, their reunion so raw and joyful it hurt to watch. The ranch had bought her back after hearing she'd been as lost without Brian as he was without her. But here's the kicker: Brian didn't just rush to Rosie. He guided her over to Emma, making introductions. Emma reached out, whispering, "Hello, Rosie. Brian told me all about you." Rosie nuzzled her, gentle and curious. Brian stood guard, proud as could be. Over time, the three of them created a routine, grazing, talking, just being together. Emma told a reporter, "Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means carrying your hurt in a way that makes you stronger, not afraid." Seasons changed. Brian, the bull who almost died of heartbreak, not only survived but taught a whole community that sometimes the deepest wounds need more than medicine, they need understanding. So, what do you think? Can compassion heal where science fails? Ever had someone's kindness pull you back from the edge? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Was it right to risk Emma's safety for a chance at healing? Or was it a lesson we all needed about what it means to truly see another being's pain? Let's talk about it.